good does it feel to beat the Packers, folks? Wow, first Monday in a while where it's not going to feel like doom and gloom. Am I right? Oh man, so we win the game. We go into Lambeau Field, absolutely stun Green Bay. It was a first half of methodic, old school football, smash mouth, run it down their throats. Very evenly matched in the first half, and then the second half we came out, we did what we needed to do, and that was score on that opening possession of the third quarter. And then all we had to do was get a stop. And I kept saying during the first quarter, the first team that gets a stop is going to win this game, and that's what happened. So just credit Dalvin Cook for just having a monster game. There's still some criticisms I have about that offensive line. They missed two. I forget who it was, but there was an attempted screen where two offensive linemen just let a defender go right through them. And so I don't want to nitpick today. Today is not a day for nitpicking. Today is a day to celebrate a division win against our rivals, and that one is going to sting them for the rest of the year because we're not going anywhere. They're going to the playoffs. They have a chance to do something this year. We're just fighting and clawing for everything that we can, and that is going to be a thorn in their side for the rest of the season, and they are going to have to stew for the rest of the week. So yes, we did lose to them in week 1, and yes, it was a throttling, but this is the most recent one. This one is the one that feels, is the most recently felt. So we're gonna gloat. We're gonna gloat about this one for a couple days. So overall, that is really the performance that we saw with the running game. The defense actually stepped up today. Let's be realistic. A huge assist goes to the weather conditions with all of that wind, where it was basically regulated to be impossible to kick field goals. So we got a big assist from Mother Nature today because the passing was down and the kicking was non-existent. So that helped the secondary, which is now even more depleted given the injuries to Cam Dantzler, who last I heard was headed to the hospital. So I hope he's okay and he's able to come back this year. And then Chris Boyd got injured, and then there was another one that got injured. But there's just been so much turnover in the secondary. I forget who it was. But I know we had 3 of them go down today, and then we've got Anthony Harris was playing nickel corner, and Josh Metellus was in there. So going forward, the secondary is now thinner than what it was going into this game. It's just we were already prepared for that, assuming that Dantzler wasn't coming off that COVID-19 list, but apparently he was just on there for contact tracing. He wasn't actually a positive case, so that's an interesting tidbit going forward to sort of understand that maybe not everybody that goes on that list is a positive result. They might just be on there for contact tracing purposes. So we'll see how that goes. But and another point that I wanted to make was this is the formula that you need when Kirk Cousins is your quarterback. Don't let him do anything, right? The passes that he made today were pretty, low key, pretty safe. And that is really what we need to do going forward, is limit the amount that he participates in this offense, because when he is not involved, Dalvin Cook does what he needs to do, and this team can move the ball down the field. So as long as we put ourselves in position where we don't have to get away from the running game, where we are not chasing points, this team can actually do well. So now there's also this thing to discuss about, the fact that we won the game and that hurts our draft position. Who cares? Who cares, right? Because I said it before, and I said it all last week, that this team is good enough to win 5 or 6 games, and it's probably going to happen. They'll probably walk away 5-11, 6-10. There's some, we got a couple division games coming up against the Lions and the Bears. Then we get the Cowboys, who are incredibly fraudulent. The Lions looked absolutely terrible against the Colts today. The Bears are about to start playing the Saints right now. So it's just a matter of that we're probably going to put this upcoming schedule to the test, and this team is going to win stuff. So I don't care about the draft position. Would I like to be in position to get Justin Fields or Trey Lance? Yes, absolutely. Has there been a realistic, opportunity for that to happen? Yeah, there still is. But the fact is that there's a lot of teams that have, 2 or fewer wins right now. And that's going to change. Whenever you're doing a mock draft in the middle of October, it's done with the understanding that things are absolutely going to fluctuate. There is nothing that is set in stone until the end of week 17, and that's when the top, what is it, the top 15, well, not this year because of the extra playoff spots, but the top half of the draft is finalized. So we could definitely still very much end up with the 14th, 15th pick. That's no, maybe not 14 or 15. I don't envision 8 and 8 in this future, but maybe outside the top 10, we'll say 11 or 12. But that's why you got to start thinking about Zach Wilson. That's why you got to start thinking about Kyle Trask. That's also why you got to consider that the Vikings may not take a quarterback in the first round at all, because they are tied to they're tied to the hip with Kirk Cousins for at least another year because of that ridiculous extension he got in March. So I understand everybody wants this team to draft a quarterback. I want to draft a quarterback. I totally want to do that, and I know there was there was some criticism in the mock draft over Penei Sewell being the pick for the Vikings at 6 overall that I did last week. But you got to realize that this is a coaching staff and a front office that is probably not interested in putting a rookie quarterback on this field when you can throw out Kirk Cousins despite his ridiculous contract, not have him really participate all that much, and win a football game on the road in hostile territory against a team that's going to the playoffs. They really basically solidified that point today, and they saved their job. So there is a lot less pressure now with this kind of a win, where they will be less than what would be the word for it? Less than ideal to acquiesce to any sort of serious changes going forward. So now that could all change. We could absolutely get roasted by Detroit or Chicago in the coming weeks, and then the narrative will reverse. Recency bias is a big thing. That's what this is going to be about going forward, recency bias. Jeff Gladney had a great game today. I know I've been a little overly critical of him, but that was the performance that I wanted to see, standing toe-to-toe with these wide receivers, looking, really hot coming off the corner on the blitzes. Just overall looked like he was having fun out there. So going forward, that's a great thing to see, and I anticipate that to continue. Everything else, the pass rush wasn't great today, but this was a run-heavy game, so it was a little hard to sort of develop that. But DJ Wanham sort of came in clutch there at the end with the strip sack. I don't know if that's a strip sack or if that's just a fumble. I don't know what the stat was. I'll have to check. But late game heroics by the rookie. Jeff Gladney had a good game. Overall, really, I don't want to nitpick any of the negatives. We'll go over that later. But just for a raw reaction for right now, this is a huge win. I don't care about the draft position. It's going to fluctuate anyway. We could end up not winning another game. The main point was if we were going to win any one game for the rest of the year, I wanted it to be this one, and we got it. So this is great. Absolutely fantastic. Just absolutely fantastic. There's, no other adjective or adverb I could throw out there other than fantastic. So it feels good to finally win one, and win one that matters, right? This is a division win. It's a win against a playoff team. It's a win against a rival that has totally owned us in Green Bay for the last number of years. It just feels good overall. So that's going to do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.